Real Madrid, Manchester City, just Man City.
Bottom here, I'm going to go for Manchester City, the best team in Europe.
Bayern Manchester City go through against Real Madrid. So.
Yeah. Who got that good D? I got that good D. Yeah. Who got that good D? I got that good D. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Not since 1939 has Germany been destroyed like that. In 2021, we clapped all the English sides, and this year we annihilated Germany. Leipzig,
Bash,
Bayern,
Bash,
and of course the little munchkins with their adorable wall, Dortmund.
Bash.
And after that rat, Nasser Al-Khalifi, said that there's no way they would sell Kylian for free, well, thanks. I paid more for my Five Guys burger. I know we're paying Kylian a huge sign-on fee, and we're paying his grandparents something, we're paying his parents, we're paying his homies, we're paying the trannies, but that's not the point. The most important thing is PSG is not getting a dime. I just don't like that little rat, Nasser Al-Khalifi.
I got this rat, this annoying, eating fucking rat.
The amount of stuff that I saw ahead of the Champions League final from Liverpool fans, Bayern fans, and City fans hoping and praying that Dortmund was going to be the team that saved them and that they would finally, somebody would be able to beat Real Madrid. Well, sorry, it's Real Madrid. You really think we're going to lose a final? You actually thought we were going to show up to the Champions League final, like the bus was going to pull up. Fernando has been to like 11 Champions League finals at this point, right? Our bus driver for the Real Madrid squad. Fernando, you think he was going to drive all the way. He's going to go all the way to Wembley, right? And he's going to like park inside the garage. And then we're going to walk out of there. Losers? Come on, bro. Come on. Let's be serious. Adeyemi scores that goal. He gets past Carvajal. And let's say he rounds Courtois and he actually scores. What do you think is going to happen? Come on, man. They were going to just get their cheeks clapped even harder right after that. They're light work, guys. Light work. So all you Liverpool fans out there, all you City fans, all the Chelsea fans, all the teams that we've devastated and annihilated, the Bayern. I know the Bayern Munich, last time we faced you with Cristiano Ronaldo was 4 in your own stadium, and then you came to the Bernabeu. You thought you were going to actually beat us, but Jose Lu came through, scored the double against you. It's like that Tupac song where he's like, I'm going to let my little right on you bitch ass made motherfuckers. That's literally what that was. You know what I'm saying? You guys are light work. Bayern's light work, Dortmund, all of the German sides. We went through England, we went through Germany, and we just added Mbappe. Like, this shit is light work, man. It's light work. You guys can hate us, okay? You know what you guys should do? You should form a committee. Form a committee. Try to figure it out, all right? Maybe you guys can share information. I don't know, maybe Discord, try Telegram. Just a couple suggestions. You guys get on those platforms, share information. How do you stop Real Madrid? Because you got Vinny running at you, and then let's say Kylian Mbappe is making that overlapping run, and then you see Rodrygo and Jude Bellingham's in the box. Like, it's devastating. I get nightmares myself. I'm like, what are you supposed to do against this, man? I feel your pain, man. It's tough times. But you know what you can do? The only way you can get salvation is through God. Just pray. You know what I mean? That's the only thing you can hope for, is just try to minimize the score line. You know what I mean? Try to keep it under 3 goals. But from a gambling perspective, if you're a person who likes to gamble, now you know who to put your money on. Because previously it's like, who do I put my money on? Is Jude Bellingham going to score? Is he going to assist? Now you know Mbappe is probably going to get 2 or more goals per game. So you can put your money on that. You know what I mean? That's pretty light work against Barcelona El Clasico. We need to change the name from El Clasico, because it's not going to be El Clasico, it's going to be El Smashio at this point, you know what I'm saying? But no, anyways, getting back to the video and the actual analysis, let me just say that obviously the concern is, yes, we have Mbappe now, yes, we're the best team in Europe, we have been for a while now, but anyways, Kroos leaving obviously is a concern, because he has been the guy who's been the quarterback, he's been the guy who's been organizing all of our attack, he's the guy in charge of all of our ball progression essentially. And next season, just slotting Camavinga in there, I don't know that that's going to necessarily solve the problem, because The thing is with Kroos is also his press resistancy and his ability to, you can feed the ball to, and he has over 95% pass accuracy out of the back, and you know you can give him that ball in tough situations and you have that comfort as a team. The whole Real Madrid build-up philosophy was built through him. So that changes next season. And just adding Mbappe isn't going to necessarily solve all of our problems. So I do think that's something we need to address in this coming season. And already Carlo Ancelotti has said Jude Bellingham is going to be playing closer to the goal. So he's pretty much said, Carlo Ancelotti, that Jude Bellingham is not going to just slot into Kroos's position next season. A lot of people were speculating and saying that, oh, Jude is just going to play into a deeper position. But when you actually look at Jude's strengths, his biggest strength is really attacking the box, is being able to get the ball between the lines. But if you actually look at a lot of the scouting reports on Jude Bellingham right before we signed him, actually his biggest weakness is his long-range passing, which is obviously Toni Kroos' strength. It was his long-range distribution. And you're not going to necessarily go into the market and replace a guy like that, you know, who is a all-time great. He's a generational talent, the German sniper. So you need to find different ways of trying to play football, essentially. And I do like Camavinga as a starter. I thought he was really great in the Champions League final. And quick side note, by the way, Ferland Mendy deserves so much credit for the way he performed in that Champions League final. A lot of people gave credit to Dani Carvajal, to Courtois, but I just felt like Mendy got a little overlooked, and he was just so solid. He didn't give away the ball in any dangerous spots. He was sometimes going 2v1 against different players against Dortmund, and he held his own. He deserves so much credit for the way he performed against Borussia Dortmund. I know we've looked at trying to replace him, but he needs to be a guaranteed starter next season with more rotation. As long as he's healthy and he plays next season the way he played in this one, there are practically no better left backs in the world than him. Now, one of the talking points that a lot of people talk about is Rodrygo is going to go to the bench. And I don't think that's necessarily the case, because why? If we rewind and look at Carlo Ancelotti's previous sides when he was our manager, for example, in 2014, just look at the lineup that we played against Bayern Munich when we played in La Decima, the semifinals against Bayern Munich, away at the Allianz. So away, as you can see, we're playing with 4 attackers. We're playing Bale, Cristiano, Benzema, and Di Maria. Now, if you look at when we played last season against Manchester City, in our toughest game of the season, when Tchouaméni was fit at that point, he decided to go with Rodrygo, Benzema, Vinny, and obviously Modric, instead of bringing Tchouaméni into the starting lineup. So the thing is with Carlo Ancelotti is, his philosophy is get the best players on your team and put them on the field and try to find a system that brings out their best characteristics. And his whole philosophy is built around organization defensively, making sure that the players are organized without the ball, but in possession, he likes to give them a lot of freedom. So if Rodrygo next season is, in Carlo's eyes, one of the best players in the team, which is clearly one of the best players in the team, then he will be a starter next season, and you'll have to find other players who will just have to defend more. Carlo Ancelotti is not necessarily a very defensive-oriented manager. He's just more about quality players having the ball in possession. And he doesn't mind having players like Rodrygo performing more of the defensive duties, but he'd prefer to have those types of players on the pitch, on the ball. And the other thing is with Rodrygo is he could potentially be the player that benefits the most by having Mbappe there, because he actually does very well when he's the third attacker, when there's less pressure on him to score goals, when he can come in and create overloads on one side and combine in close spaces with teammates. That's where Rodrygo is actually devastating. So I can see him doing really well this season with Mbappe coming into the team and also creating a lot of opportunities. We could see him having 30, maybe 25, 30 assists this coming season, feeding Mbappe, feeding Vinny, feeding Bellingham, and having more opportunities to create opportunities for others. So I'm not necessarily sold on this idea that Rodrygo is going to be dropped just because Mbappe has arrived. And another player that everyone keeps talking about, if you're paying very close attention, is Arda Guller. I remember even in the Champions League broadcast, Thierry Henry went out of his way to say, hey, everybody, we're all talking about Mbappe, but keep your eyes on this Turkish sensation, Arda Guller. This guy looks like he could be a generational talent, and he could break into the team next season. Who knows? Because the limited time he has gotten, he has looked phenomenal. And let's see what happens. You know, he could be a guy who forces Carlo Ancelotti to play him more and more and more and eventually becomes a starter. These are good problems to have. But the biggest problem, in my opinion, is going to be the ball progression. It's replacing the German sniper and finding a way to build the ball up and making sure that when teams are trying to press us high, that we have reliable players. So Manchester City, I hope you guys are pumping some oil out of the ground right now and trying to get your FFP violations up, because obviously 115 was not enough. But yeah, we're coming for your butt cheeks next season. And I hope Kevin De Bruyne doesn't go to Saudi Arabia, because we want him to stay exactly where he is so he can feel the devastation. I don't know how you say in French, je voudrais your butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying, Kevin De Bruyne? We're coming for you. Thank you for watching. Hala Madrid.